Hey, listen, I wanted to mention in this program here also, because we have something, an event, I guess, upcoming soon in the U.S., a exercise actually.
Yes.
Something called Top of Four and Vigilante Shield 08.
Yeah.
These are exercises that are designed to test official responses to the detonation of radiological dispersal device on U.S. territory. Anything to worry about? What's your thought on that?
It is one of the big tests to amalgamate. See, what you have now, they call it multi-jurisdictional task forces. That includes police, special units of police, military, special forces, even firemen, ambulance people, and even civilian groups within, again, society, the authorized civilian groups, who are all working together to see if they can contain whole cities and regions within the U.S. and Canada and Britain too. I think even Australia is participating in some places. So it's a lockdown, and it's not just to do with nuclear fallout, it's also to do with supposedly a plague that comes out, a pandemic, or even hurricane or something like that. So they're using anything that could possibly happen as a guise to try and lock down cities to see how all of these agencies can cooperate together.
Yeah.
Now, these agencies first broke out this multi-jurisdictional task force idea and emergency preparedness back in the early 1990s in Europe. And they had practice drills in small towns across Canada. In 95, I saw one happening, and they had actors or volunteers acting as people who'd been hurt, and the military was there, police, ambulance, all the rest of it. And it's in a potato town in Canada. All they grow is spuds.
Okay.
And I said, well, what on earth is going on? I said, oh, just in case there's a terrorist attack against Baxter Laboratories, which just happens to be one of the main inoculation laboratories that was involved with IG Farben.
Sheesh, really?
And I thought, well, who on earth would want to blow up this place? And this is in 1995, long before 9/11. And I really think, you're talking about the Georgia Guidestones and so on, I think that the plague idea is the perfect way to control and terrify society into compliance, into the whole new agenda that's coming along. You can move people off the land, vast amounts of people. You can move them into the big cities for safety. You can quarantine whole areas if you wish to. There's so much they can do under the pretense of plague. That's what I really fear will come eventually.
Well, exactly. I mean, I guess they have this kind of attitude towards that, especially if there's some kind of plague. I mean, even if this is artificially induced, as it were, or not, I guess that their policy to this, to prevent spreading or whatever, is to be basically how ruthless they ever can be, you know.
Yeah, but it's amazing down through history. I always say, you know, you can read books put out by big players in the political field where they outline what they'd like to see happen in an agenda. And then you see all these strange things actually happening. Well, how come every time it's called a coincidence, they get what they want? You never find anything happening outside of their control in a natural disaster or anything that aids anybody else. Everything happens to aid their agenda on cue, even the 9/11 deal.
Yeah.
They wrote about it in the 90s. They needed something on the scale of Pearl Harbor to get this war started in the Middle East, and lo and behold, they get their wish.
That's right.
I mean, these guys are the luckiest characters I have ever heard of.
Well, you know, that's why they're our leaders, you know, they're lucky, that's it.
Yeah, so
Jeez.
That's the whole key to it. And this pandemic idea would be the greatest way to completely change society, especially when you remember Rumsfeld when he said this war might take 100 years. He's talking about the complete alteration of the entire system of society into a new system.
And even just the threat of a plague type virus going around, I think that would be enough.
Oh, sure. That's why they gave us the predictive programming of movies like Outbreak and all the subsequent ones that came out afterwards. All they'll have to do is show you a couple of guys in these suits, biological suits, carrying a stretcher, tell you there's a plague, and be on TV, so it must be true. We all panic. See, the public of the world are under attack. It's a war. It's a total war we're under. We have to realize that for the first time and really snap out of it.